The VirtualFly VF1000 is probably the most beautiful G1000 system we've ever incorporated into our SLAVX Tabletop Avionics Panels. Today I want to talk about the VF1000, the functionality, setting it up, showing it off in X-Plane, and hope to give you guys a better understanding as to how it works within all of these different components. So keep it right here and let's get started. Okay, so the VF1000 from VirtualFly, VF1000, G1000, you know, they're kind of synonymous, but basically it's VirtualFly's version of the G1000. VirtualFly have done a few really unique things with their G1000. One is it's a direct one-to-one replica from a size dimensions perspective of the real G1000 in the aircraft, so it's very familiar to those who fly with G1000. Secondly, the screens are very high resolution. They're an IPS display. They look really, really great. Really clear at a lot of different angles. The knobs are also really, really high quality. The molding on them, the knurling on them, the tightness of the click, everything is really nice. They're plastic knobs. They are fully backlit as well. So overall, just really, really high quality coming from VirtualFly with their G1000 system, which really is no surprise. I mean, their Yoko is incredibly high quality. The Vernio throttle, once again, incredibly high quality. I mean, it's about as high of quality as you get in the consumer flight simulation peripheral market. So we support a lot of their components in our panels, though. So it's just nice to finally be able to bring some diversification to the G1000 portfolio, and that's really what we want to do here. So, you know, I don't have a ton to talk about really on the G1000 itself. I mean, it's really self-explanatory. Everything just kind of works. It's just really nice. It's really high quality. The backlighting's great. And so I'm just going to get right into a demo. You know, I do want to talk about one really unique thing that VirtualFly are doing with their system, though. So this little cable, it's a little daisy chain cable, and it comes with two of them. And so if you think about what's powering these VirtualFly VF1000 units, you have a few different things. You have one USB connection per each component, so a USB, and a USB. You have an HDMI cable on the PFD and an HDMI cable on the MFD. Those both go into the computer, into your graphics card. And then you have the power that you need to bring to each unit. And instead of having a power adapter for each individual unit, what they've done is they've taken this daisy chain approach, which I think is totally awesome and really simple. And so you have basically one power connection into a power block. That power block outputs 12 volt DC. That plugs into, I'll call it here, I've got it plugged into the MFD right now. And then you have a daisy chain connection and a 12 volt out, which goes to a 12 volt in on the audio panel, to a 12 volt out on the audio panel, to a 12 volt in on the PFD. And so that allows you to use one power adapter for one electrical connection. And if you understand what a lot of my philosophy has been, it's been taking your yoke, your throttle, your switch panel, flaps lever, USBs for your G1000, tying all those together on a hub on the back of your SLAVX panel, so you have to plug in one connection in your computer. That's really the ultimate goal for simplicity purposes. And so what that does with their power approach is it allows you to do one power, and then with the hub approach you can do one USB. So I thought that was really, really unique from VirtualFly. Definitely differentiated, something really slick. And so hats off to their engineering team for coming together with that. I'm going to go ahead, I'll get into a demo here and X-Plane real quick and show you guys around it. We'll have the backlighting on, so apologize, the camera isn't super great. The lens is going to pick up the backlighting of the monitor and of the keys, and it's going to look a little bit darker, so sorry about that. I got to work through a new camera setup for some additional lighting here. But anyhow, we'll go ahead and we'll give a quick demo, just tuning some different frequencies so you can get a better understanding and feeling of how it all works, and showing you some of the functionality with GPS, CDI, etc. Okay, so we're back here in X-Plane 11. We've got our setup here. One thing I know a lot of people are always considering, or at least better trying to understand, is the impact of displays connected to the video card, and if that impacts the frames per second, and how playable X-Plane 11 is. So you can see here, for example, I have everything completely on the maximum settings in X-Plane 11. Okay, everything is completely jacked. And so, you know, I've also got these monitors going. I've also got ForeFlight going here. This is obviously all wireless over the network, but so that's not going to really impact my frames per second at all. But I've got a lot of things going on here. And I just want to go ahead and show you how we go ahead and start everything up here. And so, go ahead. You see there, when you switch over to that Avionics bus, puts all your engine parameters right there, which is also really nice. These screens are totally clear. They look really nice. You've got declutter. You can go out with your range. So you can actually declutter down here, which is really slick. You can actually see your whole Bravo airspace there. So just some really really nice elements here that you can do. You can see really the full menus. If I want to go ahead and put in, hopefully you can see it there, but if I want to go ahead and put in direct to, for example, I can do all that just like I would in the aircraft. So direct enter, and I can zoom in right there on that. So just some really nice things. If you look at the inset here, terrain, NexRad, so you can turn on your NexRad and stuff. But if I go back here, we get the wind, our wind style. Here we go, wind. I always like, what is the option? I think it's option 2, I'm pretty sure, that I like when flying in the plane. Squawking 1200, if I wanted to put something in there, I could put in, 4532. Now I'm squawking 4532, but then obviously since these are monitors, it's 4532 as well in the actual plane itself. So, so just little things like that are really, really pretty neat. So here, got my flaps lever, up and down. It's pretty straightforward. I'll just tune up the ATIS here real quick so you can hear that.
Information limit 1700 Zulu limit.
So you can see I can change all these frequencies all right here. We'll get the altimeter.
Information limit 1700 Zulu limit. Wind calm, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature 14, dew point -24. Altimeter 2992. Arriving
okay,
runways.
so you hear your altimeter, you'd set that. That's fine. We'll bump up the throttle a little bit. We should lose the low vacuum warning, so that goes away. Everything else looks good. We've got the rudder pedals down here. So I'm just going to quick do a traffic pattern so you can see everything in action. This throttle feels super smooth. It's really nice. Give a little bit more right rudder. You'll see the airspeed should be over here. So everything's looking really good here. You look here about 55 knots. Go ahead and rotate up off the ground. Alright, so we're about to beam the numbers now, so we'll pick this up. That would typically be first notch of flaps coming in, under 110. A little bit of front trim, forward trim. Would either be on a manual trim wheel, or I'm using the actual trim here. Keep that nose coming down, looking for about a 450, 500 foot descent, somewhere right about in there. And then we're looking to bring it back, power to about 1600 RPM. And keep that descent coming in. Under 85 knots, we can bring our second notch of flaps. We won't do that until we get here to about the base turn. So we'll go ahead and do that here. And obviously one thing to be very mindful of, you never want to fall behind that power curve. So you want to always keep that descent coming down, keep that side picture, and keep that approach really, really stabilized with what you're doing. So second notch of flaps, you'll see it balloons up a little bit. Bring that forward trim in again, and then keep it coming down here. We'll go ahead, we'll make our base to final turn, and we should see the runway right about there. And we'll go ahead, we'll give it a little bit more power. So according to the NVIDIA, I'm getting 132 frames per second, so that seems really, really good. Feels really smooth from a performance perspective as well. So you heard ForeFlight calling out short final runway 27. So that was pretty good. So we'll go ahead and get our feet here on the rudders, ready to go. But you can even verify that. 27 on the compass, 27 here, 27 on the numbers, and you can even do a quad check here. 27 on what you're approaching. 2 red, 2 white, really clear on the Vassy-Pappy glide slope indicator here. And then you just keep coming down, really smooth. And there you go, there you have it. So, you know, this thing's really quite nice. And then ForeFlight, which is really, really nice too. ForeFlight actually brings up the taxi diagram. So if you want to get in the habit of doing that while you land, and you can see where you the different places you can enter and exit and whatnot. But I mean, look guys, it's like really nice G1000. It's backlit, 1-to-1, screens are really clear. You just pop the windows out next plane, drag them here, maximize them. Everything works, everything shows up. I mean, you can do flight plan. You know, you want to load up everything over here, you can do all that. So yeah, I mean, it's really super nice. So Virtual Fly's done a great job with it. Hats off to Oscar, the whole team over at Virtual Fly in Spain. They're absolutely fantastic. They've been doing a great job here. Works really, really well in X-Plane 11. Looking forward to seeing that new Microsoft Flight Simulator support. I think they've got a little bit of it in beta here and there, but you know, that support should be coming here really soon. So that'll be really nice. Any questions, definitely let us know, and you guys stay level. We'll see ya.